Chosen one. Don't we love the sun? If there is anything that I want long term in terms of how I live, maybe being in the sun, being somewhere sunny, somewhere where it can be sunny at least like most of the time. As well as maybe warm. This might be top of the list, to be honest. It's that important to me. I get a funny feeling that I'm not the only one who values it that much. Because me, I've had many times whereby in this old life now, because it's gone, because every moment is a fresh, new moment. Every moment is a gift. Right? Every moment is a new life. And we're our creators of our reality. We get to choose. What a blessing. We get to choose whether we place importance on all the times in the past, because there are a lot of times in the past whereby we were just done dirty. we get to choose whether we're going to hold on to what they've done to us, especially after all the good we have done. We get to choose. And sometimes because of this, and because of the lack of evidence on the level of the physical for the lives that we want to live, yeah, it can get hard. The dark night of the soul. It just comes stronger and stronger and stronger every time it just comes over us. Like a cloud. Like a dark cloud. And so this is why we find ourselves isolated, as ones who are just devoting our lives to God. And you know what, man? Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this anyway now, numerous times. And yeah, it's not really an issue. It's just that all of these lessons that you've been going through for a while, right? You may feel like you're going through them again. Like, for example, not being in a relationship so that you can focus on yourself, even though you've been doing that many a times for a while, right? We find ourselves constantly doing this, essentially. And for others, what this may mean is like getting over a weed addiction, or like making a bit of money, you know? So everyone's situation is different. Everyone's path is different. And really our paths as chosen ones are harder, but yeah, it's for a reason. So whilst you're on this path, don't worry about getting everything perfect. Right? Because, I mean, it's quite obvious. So, as Alan Watts said, just don't feel guilty. When you make mistakes, when you do something that you know you probably shouldn't have, just recognize, cool. Going forward, I'll use this as a lesson. And I'll not do this again, whatever it is. And just accept it. And move on. Because you're just not going to get everything perfect. And don't try to be. Because you're going to just end up bashing yourself. Right? And you're going to make your head, you're going to make blood rush to your head. You're going to start overthinking. And then you're going to cause more damage to yourself than the actual situation that had sparked all of this overthinking. Life is so dynamic. And when you're sensitive, like us, you realize that you're creating every single moment. So if a thought pops into your head that you don't want, or you do something a bit unconsciously or unconsciously, right? Your consciousness dipped for a moment. Here's something. You notice that it dipped actually. So that's a good start. So take it from there. Try not to let your consciousness dip. It will, because that's duality. But even that, be conscious of it. The mind is throwing lower thoughts sometimes. You're not going to be high consciousness all of the time, 24/7. You're just not. So if you surrender to that, that's your gateway to higher consciousness. And I used to find this, well, I didn't realize this. It took a bit of time to realize this. And then when I realized, okay, actually, there is nothing wrong with me. I realized I thought there was something wrong with me. Like, I would, let's say if I do something unconscious, right? And then, I'd realize, and then I'd go into long episodes of overthinking, beating myself up, feeling guilty, and it would just attract more dips. Well, because my consciousness would just dip like this. And so my words, my thoughts, my actions would go down with it, and then it'd just be a spiral. So even these are necessary. Of course they are. Because how are you going to go higher if you don't go lower at times? At the highest level, right, ultimately, there is no such thing as good and bad. There just is. So if you can keep this watching, this witnessing as the screen of your reality behind your eyes, and realize that you are in this vehicle right? You're just here for a ride. The other night, I went and drank a couple glasses of wine, and I don't drink. I don't like alcohol. I think it's really bad for you, to be honest. Forgot what the origins of the word were, but it was something that, something not all that light giving or high consciousness. And when I walked past the wine bar and that thought came into my mind, you know what, fuck it, let me drink a bit of wine. The next thought was probably, but it's alcohol. Do you want to actually do that? Do you want to get a bit, do you want to feel that? A bit of buzz or whatever. And I was just like, yeah. So I went. I had 2 glasses of wine. And yeah, I'm a lightweight because I don't drink. So I felt it. Not too much, because I'm alone here. I'm not trying to, And yeah, fuck it. Sat there, enjoyed the view. It was night time and it was not cold. I was out there in my t-shirt, just enjoying wine by myself with a nice view. And the waiter was cool. Talked with him a little bit. Made a friend. So, ultimately, what is good and bad? It's why I can't just you want me to, this world, this society wants to box you and say this is bad, so you shouldn't do it. And are you gonna go to hell if you do this thing? But once you evolve your perception. And you raise your consciousness, you see how things are. Your third eye opens. Right? And you go on this eternal journey of awakening. Because it's not, there's no signpost or finish line in this world and in the other world that we'll go to after this one. Ultimately, to ourselves, because we are one self. There's just no end to it. So how could there be such thing as a hell for you to go to if you do X, Y, and Z? Especially if whatever you do, right? Here's what is important. Forget what you're doing, right? Because the mind cares so much, and other people care so much about what it is that you're doing. You know, the label, as opposed to your energy behind it. Because sometimes you're gonna do things that even you, as someone who's on this journey of awakening, you're gonna do some things that you may question and think, but like, you know, I'm love, I'm light, and the truth is love, and God is love. And I'm living from my heart center and spreading love, and I'm being a light. However, you may still find yourself with these certain bad habits, you know? We all do. It's not just you. So, a very important lesson is just don't try to be perfect. And don't beat yourself up, man. Don't feel guilty. You just do the best you can, because that's what you're doing anyway. Everyone's just doing the best they can, given their tools and their level of understanding. And you just hold yourself space, because God can spin the wheel at an exponential rate of acceleration for you at any given time, on a moment's notice. So any time that you think that you may have lost, maybe on one level, on a very low level, yeah, okay, maybe you could have used that time to make money, and that would have been cool. However, at the time, you didn't. And is it such a big deal? Because you have now. This YouTube channel, I made some videos 2 years ago, but then I stopped. Why did I stop? Various reasons. I think naturally I kind of didn't want to. I think why that was the case was because I was wanting to record in certain ways. Like I wanted to record in my room and I didn't want anyone to hear me, what I was saying. And it was difficult because I was at uni, I've got housemates, and I was being too fussy about how I wanted to set up my camera and record. Plus, my nose and throat, my whole life has been kind of blocked. And you can see it in these videos, and so it's the same thing in them videos. And I kind of felt that what I was talking about at the time, it didn't feel natural for me to carry on. So something in me felt like I have to go and experience some things first. Before I can be qualified to say them. And so that's all I can speak about. And that's all that anyone can really genuinely speak about. You can only speak truly about things that you have experienced. How are you going to talk about what honey tastes like if you've never tasted it? And this is very important. And if you're sensitive enough, you'll easily be able to tell who are the ones that are just talking from a textbook and who are the ones talking from experience. So I'll let you discern that for me. You know, you become a lie detector. You can tell when someone's just talking through their teeth. It's so easy. But anyway, before this video gets too long, I think you got the gist of the message. So, if it's sunny where you are, get the hell outside, get some vitamin D, enjoy the warmth of the sun, yeah. There were empires built before and what religions built before based off of the worship of the sun. So I guess that's for a reason. And we'll speak soon.